Hello everybody, happy day after Christmas 2022 to you. It's Meaty Monday and this is going to be the last Meaty Monday of the year.
Fat, 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 fat. Hey, big belly, you should be proud. It don't matter if one is a crowd. Takes a big belly, thin is out, and now big belly is in. Go! Fat, 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 fat. Fat, 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 fat. I like to eat whatever I feel like at any given time. I don't care if it makes me look like I belong in gravity. Fat, 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 fat.
So for today's Meaty Monday, I've decided to find the first YouTube video that I thought would be interesting after typing meaty in the search bar. And the one that caught my eye, since I'm a big fan of mushrooms, is real meaty bacon from a mushroom is now possible. Let's get into the reaction now. First, let's make this theater mode. Heck yeah, let's go.
So to get started on this, I picked up some king oyster mushrooms. Now, these are massive king oyster mushrooms, so in actuality, I'm only going to make enough bacon today, so I'm only going to use one of them. Specifically, when you're looking for a king oyster mushroom, try to get a large mushroom because the thickness of it is going to be the width of your bacon for the most part. Now, when it cooks, it's going to shrink down a bit, and then as it's this next step that we do, it's going to shrink down a bit. So that's why you want to start.
As I mentioned before, I had to do my 25-second pauses just so that I don't get demonetized.
Fairly big. Now, I recently did a test making bacon, upgrading my old daikon bacon recipe, and I'm telling you, the step that I took...
Sorry folks, I was just testing my keyboard play and pause button. Works very well.
By dehydrating the daikon first made such a difference to make this plant-based bacon good. So I kind of wanted to take the journey all the way back to the beginning, one of the very first...
Correction. He said that if he made bacon out of mushroom, he said it's a plant-based bacon. Fact check. Mushroom is not plant. Actually, mushroom is more closely related to animals than it is to plants. If you look at the kingdoms of eukaryote, the plants are on one side and the animals and fungi are together in a different category. But they are all eukaryotes. But just know, mushrooms, fungi are not plants.
Plant-based meats that I tried was the king oyster mushroom bacon. It was one of the very first videos where I was experimenting with plant-based meat. So that was a lot of fun. And I think we can make it better than the original version. And I think we're going to be able to do that by doing a similar step. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of these in half, and then we're going to slice it incredibly thin. Not paper thin, but pretty thin, pretty thin. And really, when you look at the textures of this, you can really...
Actually, the fact that mushrooms are not a plant is actually why they make very good non-meat, other than meat sources of meat imitations.
See why it makes a great bacon replacement. I mean, just look at the fibers. Now, I realize that most people don't have a meat slicer, so don't pay attention to this. I'm doing this using a meat slicer, and it's just part of the experimentation of this video, just to make sure that I get nice, even sliced sizes. I just want to make sure that these are all fairly even. Now, you can slice these mushrooms on like a mandolin.
Where can I get a meat slicer like that?
I think that would work really great. You can slice them. There's a few different ways that you're going to be able to slice these mushrooms. But I think for what I'm going for, I just want to get them sliced on this meat slicer and get even thin slices all the way through. It's going to be the best for what I have here. The other meat slicer, sure, heck, go ahead and use that. I think that's going to be your best bet. Okay, so we have these all sliced really thin. This is pretty thin. It's a little bit thicker
Looks good so far.
than a big slice of bacon, or maybe a thick cut slice of bacon. Almost like a like a piece of like the kids' lunch meat would be. What's it? It's like bologna. It's like bologna thickness. Now you can see and feel this stuff of why it makes a good meat replacement. It just has like that legitimate good feeling. The outsides are a little bit more fibrous, a little bit tougher, while the inside is nice and smooth, almost fatty feeling. It's wild how these come out.
Again, because they're not plants.
I'm hoping that once this dehydrates up, that all of the liquid that's in this mushroom will go away, and I'll be able to rehydrate it with the bacon flavoring, which is also going to kind of break up some of these fibers, make it a little bit more meat-like, and then when we fry this up, we'll have some legit bacon. I sincerely think this is going to be a winner. I think this is going to be really, really good. So let's get this dehydrated.
I bet.
It up. We're going to throw it in a dehydrating rack, 2 racks probably, at our dehydrator's highest setting. I think it's like 145, maybe 160. And then we're just going to let it go for about an hour. I don't want these to be completely dehydrated. I just want them to be mostly dehydrated. So one thing I know about my recipes is there's always something that you're probably going to have to order. I use something unique and...
I don't want to sit through this commercial, at least not right now. Fast forwarding.
Like a tree off of one of those like planting sites, and I save a bunch of money because of honey.
Oh, I'm still in honey.
And the best part is that honey works for things that you're already buying on websites where you're already shopping. I've used it up. There's nothing better. It's really cool. Okay, so our mushrooms are
We're done with the ad.
almost done dehydrating. Let's make our seasoning. This is going to be the flavor broth, which flavors these up. So we're going to start.
I'm going to do my own ad right now. I use YouTube Premium, so I don't have to listen to ads.
With 2/3 cup of soy sauce. Now I'm just going to use a low sodium soy sauce because there's not a lot of soy sauce in here, and nobody's heart needs that much sodium. 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 tablespoon mushroom powder. Now for all the OG Sauce Squad, you know what this is, but if you don't, if this is your first video, this is mushroom seasoning. Mushroom seasoning, I call it the magic mushroom powder because I'm telling you, this stuff makes any food magic. It is like the mushroom version of MSG.
It really is the mushroom version of MSG, and the reason is because something that MSG and mushrooms have in common is the 5th taste. Everyone thinks the only taste buds are sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. The 5th one is savory umami. Foods that are high in savory umami are soy, tomatoes, mushrooms, and MSG is just imitating that specific taste. That's why it tastes so good, because it's savory.
Blasting with flavor, loads of glutamate. It's dehydrated mushrooms along with mushroom extract. So mushroom seasoning is a little bit different than your normal mushroom powder that you might find at like Trader Joe's or any of those like mushroom powders, like mixes of different mushrooms. Those taste good, those are great, but they don't pack the umami punch that this stuff does. I'll leave a link in the description for my Amazon store where I have this stuff. Anybody who's watched me for a long time knows I use it in tons of videos.
Interesting.
Okay, 1 teaspoon liquid smoke, just to make these smoky. 1 tablespoon maple syrup. We're going to overflow that tablespoon. It's okay. 1 teaspoon smoked paprika. 1/4 teaspoon onion powder. 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. Pinch of kosher salt. And about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Now you can hear the dehydrator shut off. That means it's all done. We're just going to whisk this together. Just give it a taste. Make sure we got the magic right.
How's it gonna taste, my friend?
We did. Oh my gosh. Now you can see that these came out wonderfully. They did exactly what I wanted them to do. There is some of the mushroom is dehydrated all the way through, and then some of the mushroom, like closer towards the edge, where it might have held a little bit more liquid, is not as dehydrated. What that's going to do is give us a variation in texture. If you watched my videos in the past, you know that variation in texture is what creates really great qualities of plant-based meats.
I learn something new every day.
So at this point, we just want to hydrate these all up. I'm just going to put them in one at a time, make sure they get like a complete bath, you know, kind of, they go underneath the liquid, and then we'll just move on to the next. You just want to make sure that they all get dipped and they're completely coated. They'll start to hydrate up fairly quickly in this. We're going to leave them in this liquid for about 15 minutes. That's what's going to help kind of rehydrate them. And also, if you're new here and you haven't yet, make sure you click the subscribe button. I post new videos usually twice a week. Sometimes I don't, but I do.
Thanks for reminding me, my friend. I will subscribe to you right now. And I have left his link in the description.
Like best. And also, if you could, for the YouTube algorithm, do me a favor and click the like button. I really didn't. I stopped asking for a long time.
I almost forgot. And I do like this video so far, so why not? If I don't like it by the end of the video, I will remove my like. But I'm liking it so far. Except for the part about the whole mistaking mushrooms for being a plant.
Because the like and comment really just, it seemed weird for me just to say like my video. I did a little test a few videos ago, and it's like shocking how much of a difference it makes when you get a bunch of people that click the like button. So let's let this rest for about 15 minutes. I'm just going to kind of press it down in the liquid, make sure they're all in there. So all I'm going to do is throw a little bit of oil on the pan. I'm going to get my pan heated up to like a low medium heat. We don't want to blast it hot.
Low medium is where it's at.
Because otherwise you're just going to make these crispy chips. So we're just going to cook them on both sides until we get a little brown, a little bit of crispiness. Throw them in a rack to kind of like cool down, crisp up just a bit, and then we just have to try the perfect mushroom into a slice of bacon. Oh, look at these, baby! Bacon. We're eating bacon again.
All right.
How many times have we had bacon?
A lot, like fake bacon.
So I wonder if they're vegetarians or not.
Bacon. Okay, well let's dive in. So what I did was I have some crispier bacon over here. I have some kind of like crispy but then still soft. That's like the coolest part about doing it, this technique. And then these are like, I just wanted to see like what like soft, like, you know, some people just leave like fatty bacon. So I have these three. Okay, cheers.
Now I'm excited.
This is wild.
They're gonna taste like bacon.
It really does.
So the soft and the medium is not better than the crispy.
I think. I mean, so this is like the soft and medium, like what you, like I have a soft, you have a medium-ish.
Really good.
Okay.
I like it. I like the bite that it has, and it tastes like bacon. It is meaty, yeah.
Like the chew and everything, like.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what happens when you get a close relative of the animal kingdom. It's going to have a meaty sensation.
It's making a fatty piece of bacon.
Even this crispy one has like that smokiness to it.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Right?
They're all good.
Yeah, I could eat this all day. I think if this was on a sandwich or something, or like.
I think that the soft and the medium are my favorite, and I only say that because, and I love the crispy one, and I love the bite that it has, but just some of the like crispy burnt pieces are kind of
I really like the crispy. That's my personal favorite.
a little too much of a burnt piece.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing. A little too like rich.
I personally think like these mushrooms are like the future of meat.
Yeah, they work really well.
This is awesome. I love when they make the bacons.
So not too shabby at all. All right, everybody. My review of this video is, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It was a great test overall. I'm generally against eating plant-based alternatives to meat, specifically plants that are intended to imitate meat. However, I give an exception from mushroom because mushroom is closer to meat than it is to plant material, so I respect that. However, since he kept mistakenly calling it a plant, I'm going to have to knock off the potential for it to be a 10 out of 10. So it's an 8 out of 10. But overall, a very yummy video. I like and subscribe, and I would like to see more from his channel. Let me give you all a big hawk thanks for watching.